Hi guys, welcome to another Beer 30 at UF Pro. My name is Armin, you know me already, and today I'm here with Nico from our mother company, Mehler Vario System. And of course there is a reason why, not only because you're a great guy, but there is another reason as well. We want to talk today about ballistics because that is the core competency of Mehler Vario System. And not about the ordinary topics when people are talking about ballistics, but we will focus mainly on misconceptions when it comes to ballistics. So, Nico, before joining Mehler as a sales manager, you had already a life. What did you do at that time?
Yeah. Thanks for being here. That's very cool, and to have this interview with you, that's really cool. And of course, have a beer. Yeah, that's a great thing. Before Mehler, I really had a life. I actually have a life, but I started in the military for 12 years in the German military, and was 12 years in the military as an active soldier. I ended my career as a master sergeant. I was mostly in the infantry. I started with long-range reconnaissance, and then over to artillery observer, JTAC, some other things like close combat controller, like fire from helicopters. Then I changed a lot in the military. I changed to the airborne, was there as an anti-tank officer, guided weapons, some reconnaissance stuff and something. And then at the end, I was in an air assault unit as a pathfinder, and we created landing zones for the regiment and something. So
Great.
Yeah, I had a good time. Even Afghanistan 2009 was a good time. Yeah, and then
Cool.
I left the military, as I told you, as a master sergeant, and go to the private sector.
Yeah.
And in the private sector, I had also a good time as a personal security guy. I had lead some security teams. I was into anti-piracy.
Okay.
Had a lot of tours. Yeah, it was very interesting. So, and that's where I wear a lot of armor and a lot of helmets, and so we get the circle back to the topic. So I had a lot of experience with all this stuff, wear different armors and see a lot of different different stuff in this time.
Great. Now, some 20 years ago, I had my first contact with body armor. I was working before already in textile industry, and then I came to as a consultant to a company called Second Chance. I think the company might be still out there, a US company. And there was a guy, the founder of the company, who was really he was a great guy. He was brilliant. He was actually the inventor of concealable body armor. And of course, when you're getting for the first time confronted with the topic ballistics, body armor, then of course you always start talking about bulletproof vests, where they give you the first steps and say bulletproof vest. There is nothing like a bulletproof vest. So that's the first steps. But you know, the main thing, and that was really the interesting thing for me, was he was not just talking about bullets or guns or stuff like that. His main topic was, how efficient can I protect myself? Yeah. And that is also because of his background. I'm not going into that. That's a different Beer 30, I guess. So what he said, of course, it's important what rounds the body armor stops. Yeah. That's usually what all the people are talking about. But, you know, people always forget when they are talking about body armor and the efficiency of protection. Efficiency of protection. How good, how efficient do I protect myself? Well, they always forget that there is much more than just that specific threat. There is, for example, also what's the area of the body which is covered by that.
Definitely, yeah.
And that is very important, because what does it help you if I have such a plate which stops all the bullets in the world and they're shooting me left or right of me?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's as useless as I don't know what. So what he said, okay, stopping power, yes, but area of coverage, very important. And then I said, yeah, good. Now I got it. And then he said, well, but what if you don't wear it? I said, yeah, fuck. Why shouldn't I wear it? Yeah, because this stuff has a nasty side, and that is it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you start to ask yourself always the question, is it dangerous today? Is it? No, you cannot, because you never know if it is the day where it is going to happen to you. So the time of wearing, then you say, okay, time of wearing, yeah, it's uncomfortable. Okay, so then you end up with the acceptance of the body armor, the comfort of the body armor,
that's
how
a big
acceptable
point.
it is. So it is actually three parameters which are influencing the efficiency of protection. Because I can have the best body armor, 10 meters by 10 meters, lying all in the back of my car, and I'm confronted with the guy who wants to kill me. Then my fucking good body armor in the back of the car doesn't help me at all.
It protects your car.
It protects my car. Yeah, exactly. So this was the moment when I started to recognize there is so many misconceptions in this area.
Yeah, it is. It starts. You're totally right with that. It starts all with the knowledge about body armor. To be honest, I was 12 years in the military, and what did I know about my body armor? If it's cold outside, it keeps me warm.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
and that's the point. Yeah? So and I can put my fingers in to have it warm, and that's it. So yeah, you get a body armor. It's issued by the military, and it's all over the world the same. Yeah, and you get it, and yeah, as a conscript or something. What does it protect me for?
You don't think about it. No.
Bullets.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of bullets? I don't care.
Yeah.
You have to wear it. Okay, I wear it. And you didn't ask for that because you get that issued, and you're happy that you have something, and you work with that, and that's okay. So I started questioning about body armor after some years in the military, because in the training we don't have the body armor, but then go to Afghanistan, and then you were issued a body armor, which is great, which is big, heavy, and very warm, especially in Afghanistan.
There was this thing, train like you fight.
Yeah,
wasn't there? I heard it some time ago.
Yeah, but different times. Now it's better in the military. They get their armor, they get some training plates, and now it's train as you fight, but. In former times, it was different. So
I've been there.
Yeah, you know. And you see your body armor the first time in Afghanistan. So, and yeah, what did we know about that? We know if somebody shoots at us, it will hopefully stops the bullet. So we wear it, and we're fine with that. But afterwards, I start questioning about that. Try to get a booklet, read about that, and it's a very, very wide field with many questions. Every question you answer, you have 3 new questions after that, because it's not like in the technical branch where
it's black and white.
No, it's not. It's in the technical branch. You have an M6 screw. The M6 screw is the M6 screw all over the world. But not in ballistics. You have the different standards. You have some abbreviations of the standards. You have some things which are gray zones, and where some people play inside. And this playing inside the gray zones can be very good for the customer, but can also be very bad for the customer. So, and this is a play which all is about trust, and you have to trust the guy which issues you the body armor. And
because if you actually don't trust it, you have just useless weight that you're carrying with you.
And you will not
it's
carry.
Easily, what's the weight? 5 kilos, 6 kilos?
Depends on the.
So if I have, let's say, reasonable plates that stop, well, there is the other thing when people say, well, does it stop a 𝗙𝗪𝗡?
But and that's the next point I want to go through, because you said they just say stop it, that bullet. No, they don't ask for the bullet. They just ask for the weapon. But the AK, which AK? AK-47, AK-74, the mild steel core, the soft core, the hard core, the armor piercing. It's very, very different, and this makes the armor from. If I say AK-47, I can have an 800 gram blade where I can go swimming with, or 2.5 kilo blade. It depends on the ammunition I want to. And that's the one of the next points. I can up armor the people. If I don't know the answer for that, I say, take the 2.5 and you're safe. But the 2.5. Maybe I don't need it, and I start to
because the 2.5 you have a front and you have a back. And you have to carry it the whole day. So you have to carry extra 6 kilos, 5-6 kilos. With the rest of the vest, you have to carry these 6 kilos 10 hours.
And this is not the heavy.
Degrees.
And this is not the heavy thing you have to carry at the moment. 10 years ago, the most heavy thing on your vest was the plates. But right now you have very lightweight plates, very lightweight ballistic, but you have a lot of ammunition, your radios, something to drink, something to eat. You have some more stuff, binoculars or something. So it's getting more and more and more. It's not the lightweight infantryman. The lightweight infantryman has up to 60 kilos to carry with him. So and that's the lightweight. So and you will reach a certain point where the people not wearing their armor anymore, because they will start to put things out, soft ballistic, hard ballistic. They don't care because it's all too heavy, and they don't accept it anymore. So I think sometimes it's better to have a little less protection. But it's worn all the day.
Absolutely.
Instead of having a lot of protection, but it's never worn.
Which means, of course, do I want to protect myself against this certain exotic bullet which was around 10 years ago, but now nobody has it anymore? So this is...
For that, I have something. There were some special forces guys on the booth, and they come to me and say, here we need something protect for 308 API ammunition, tungsten carbide, and for what? 10 years ago we had an incident where one guy was in a hut on a mountain, and he was shooting at our police officers with that, and so we needed for that. Okay, that's 0.1% of the incidents, but you're wearing 99.9% an armor which is too heavy. It makes no sense at all. So and that's a big problem. So you need an armor which is good for 99% of the time, and the 1%. I'm sorry, it's not about making an Iron Man and everyone is protected and walks over the battlefield and is not hurt. That's not the point with the ballistics.
So when we were talking before, you said already the crucial thing here is threat assessment.
Yes, definitely. It's
you cannot leave that to somebody who has no idea, no clue. You have to have an expert who really does a threat assessment of the scenario in which you are moving every day.
And the threat scenario is not based on standards.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the point. It's often talk to people and said, what is your threat? What is your day-to-day threat which you face in your missions? And they say something like VPAM 9 or NHA 4. Yeah. This is a standard and the level of a standard, but not a threat, because it doesn't make sense. NHA 4 is not a threat. It's a standard with an ammunition behind that, but that's not a common threat. Your threat is like a police officer says, okay, I'm I'm close to Eastern Europe, 9 mil. Okay, it's a basic Makarov, Tokarev,
Yes.
maybe, and in some kinds, in an amok situation, AK-47 mild steel core. That's my threat. But it's not only the ammunition; it's also how long do I stay in the field? Yeah, even as a police officer. Yeah, we saw it in Texas some years ago. At the beginning, all the guys came in with their truck, the helmets, the vests, and they look really cool. And they have an active shooter scenario. They go up the stairs, ramming the door, pushing in, nobody there, coming out, looking at the plan. Okay, two streets away, the same. They did this for over 6 hours by 35 degrees outside. And in the end, they had all an Oakley, their gun, and 2 rifle mags in their pants, and that's it. Because you can't stay in the field over an amount of time with too heavy equipment.
Absolutely.
And that's the point. And there where and that is a threat. Yeah. What is the ammunition? What is my opponent? Yeah. Do I have an opponent which is military trained or something? We have some customers. They talked about they have some military trained opponents which have guns with ammo penetration. So they have some big sporting guns with self-made ammo, and that's a threat for them, a day-to-day threat. So they need a complete other armor than the normal police officer on the street in Bavaria.
And of course, I think people have to understand that body armor doesn't give you a guarantee to survive everything.
No.
It is like, for me, it is always, and when we were in discussions like that, it was always, as I said to people, look, this is like a safety belt in your car.
Yeah.
You know, you have now generally 2 systems of safety belts. You have the one which is in an ordinary car, and then you have the safety belt systems which are in a race car. Now, with both of the safety belts, you cannot hit a wall at 200 kilometers per hour.
You shouldn't.
You definitely could try it. Yeah.
But once, yeah.
But then the difference between the 2 of them is also a race car driver is exposed to a very high risk. So he wants to have a more sophisticated safety belt system.
Yeah.
And an ordinary driver, he is exposed to a risk, but it's a lower risk. So he would use the normal 3-point safety belt because it gives him also a good chance, you know, to survive an accident. Not every accident. It's not a guarantee to survive. But it might increase your
chance.
Your chance.
And that's exactly, it's all about chances.
Yes.
Yeah? And it's not, there is no 100% guarantee or chance that you get unharmed in a firefight or something. It's just not true. But if my chance was 20% without an armor, it's maybe 70, 80% with an armor. So I can really increase that. And the chance, even if I get hit, I get hit in some areas, and then we are back to the point area of coverage. I have to cover the vital organs where when I get hit, I immediately die. So, but if I get hit in the shoulder or on the leg, and it's not the femoralis area or something, I can survive that. But I need a treatment, of course. But it makes sure that I have a treatment after a firefight.
Survive until that. Survive until I'm on the doctor's table, and then the doctor works his magic.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just the armor is just for keeping things together till I get on the surgery table. But that's a hard truth. It's not I'm Iron Man. I walk through the fire and nothing happens. That's not true.
And I would say that. Also here, there is always that component of active and passive protection, safety, where you say, okay, well, I could add ballistic stopping power. I could add it, but I'm getting slower and slower.
Yeah.
And because, like you described in the Texas situation, I might lose focus because I'm dehydrating, I'm losing strength, I'm losing situational awareness, I'm getting slow. So the risk. I mean, on one side, I increase the protection level. On the other side, I reduce my potential, or I increase also the risk that I'm getting hit.
I'm changing the focus.
Yeah.
I'm not focused anymore on my mission. I'm focused on everything.
Yes.
Everything in my body hurts, and we know it. We're in a certain old where everything hurts. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm just focused on me because the sweat is running down the back and it's heavy. My shoulders, my knees. I'm just focused on my problems and not on the mission.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Yeah. So, and I have to stay focused on the mission. And for that, I need an armor which fits to my needs. And that's a point. It's not, as we told, it's not the standard or some fancy stuff which saves my life. It's the armor. It's the armor which saves my life. And we have to talk more about armor and the needs in my day-to-day business, except instead of fancy stuff. The fancy stuff, I like the fancy stuff. Sure. I'm geared to, so I like the fancy stuff, and it makes things better. Sure, but you can also have a blade in the front and the back, in a plastic bag with some tape, and it will also protect your life. Yeah. But you will not wear it for over 1 hour. Yeah. So the fancy stuff makes life better. Yeah. Makes you more efficient, faster, more focused. But at the end, the fancy stuff doesn't save your life.
And what I also found very interesting in that area, we as manufacturers of clothing, who are actually the next component, so the component which is next to the body armor, either above it or below it, we are part of the interface between body armor and the human. So that interface, that I see that as one of the biggest challenges, and which is also the beauty and luxury that we are having, being in the same group of companies.
Definitely.
that we together, we can optimize that interface, which will contribute a lot to the variability and then to the acceptance. Yeah. And maybe also by reducing the physical stress, increasing focus, increasing awareness. And I think that is one of the tasks that we are having in the future together, that we are really working on. How do we optimize that?
Yeah, exactly. It's, as I said, with the focus, if I have a good armor, it might be the best armor in the world. But if my pants are always going down to my knees, it won't help me. Yeah. Yes. So we need clothing that works with the armor, not against it.
Yes.
And something like sweat management, and that the belt is on the right point, and everything. Right. So the trousers, the pouches, that's all playing together. Yes. It's not like 20 years before, where here's a vest. Yeah. It's warm, it's heavy, and that's it. Yeah. What you wear underneath, don't care. No, it's a system. It's
a system, and that system approach is absolutely important. I had something going to my mind, but now I forgot it. Yeah, it's standards. Standards. You mentioned it. Well, I remember 20 years ago when we were in Europe looking at threats. It was clear it was 9mm. And then there was that exotic threat coming from the east, which was the Tokarev 762. That was becoming more and more of an issue. But that was already the issue where you said, okay, well, that could be additional extra testing that you're doing. But the main testing was 9mm, and the main threat was 9mm. But still, there were countries that were purchasing according to 𝗙ije 3A.
Yeah,
which was for me always unlogic, because 𝗙ije 3A, yes, it also has 9mm, but the main focus is on these bullets with a heavy punch.
Yeah, 44 Magnum.
Yeah, and reducing
357.
backface there.
Yeah.
So body armor in the U.S. is made for the U.S. threat, which
Yes.
is these
Definitely.
punches.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And so again, there was that misconception. Yeah, if it's good for America, it's also good for Europe. It's not.
No,
Because
it's
Europe
not.
is a different scenario.
Yeah. And that's about the threat assessment. Yeah, we have to make a clean threat assessment and have to see which bullets are used as in my area and what is my threat. To be honest, to be shot by a 44 Magnum in Germany or Slovenia, mostly not. Or if you go to NHA4, it's a 𝗙𝗹𝗪𝗙 30 machine gun AP ammunition. It was last used in the Korean War. So if you're not living in Texas and kicking the door of a Korean War veteran, nobody will shoot with this ammunition at you. It makes no sense. So, but you have to know why they put the 𝗙𝗪𝗪 M2 AP ammunition in it, because they want to simulate the Dragunov. And that was the point. And even they have to unload and reload the bullet, because the power of the M2 is not the same. It's not the same like like the Dragunov. So nobody will ever shoot with this ammunition at you. So it makes no sense. But it's a derivative for the Dragunov. But you have to know that, and that's a point. There's so much to know about ballistics. It's getting more and more each day. There's new ammunition every day, new threats. There are a lot of new weapons coming to the market. You know, now with the war in Ukraine, a lot of weapons will come over after a certain time.
Absolutely.
AK-74, black market
will be booming.
Yeah, definitely. And that will be a threat for the future. So. And you have to see that in your threat assessment.
The other thing that I came across at that time was that the body armor industry is a cheater's industry. There is so much cheating in that industry that you rarely found companies like Mehler who were really ethical. There were also a couple of US companies that were really ethical. But there were so many cheaters in that, you know, having armors certified, and then for the delivery, taking out layers of soft armor for the deliveries, because there was no retesting, there was no lot release testing. There was these people who had, you know, they had a huge surface. So the West looked great. You know, there was huge surface. You say, wow, that's an area of coverage. But the edges were all full. So the real ballistic panel, that was pretty small. But you know, if you hold it in your hand, if you see it on a mannequin, it looked great.
We're doing ballistics for over 40 years right now. So I think we have a certain idea of what's possible and what not. And if we lose a tender because someone is 25% lighter than we are,
something is
okay, something is weird in here. And that's a problem, because and then back to the threat assessment. And after the threat assessment, I have to see, what do I really need? I need a plate or a soft ballistic, which is the full coverage and everything. So I have to write in the tender documents a lot of sentences which make sure that I definitely get what I want. Because the tender documents, the good thing is you get what you write in it. The bad thing is you get what you write in it.
Absolutely.
And if you have a small failures in it, it will come back all to you, because there are some gray zones where you can cheat in something.
You know, I have in this area, I have a different opinion. And my opinion is that it shouldn't be about tender documentation. I think the tender procedure should include a product evaluation.
Yes.
And that product evaluation should actually have the main priority and the main weight in the decision making. The product evaluation, which is really on the table, the product which I have on the table. So if I would be an organization, I would invite people to say, okay, deliver me what you have, and I'm going to test it. Give me also your specification of the product. And because if I'm choosing you after my thorough evaluation, then I want exactly that product which I evaluated. And that is the way how I would set up tenders.
And this is getting more and more real because a lot of authorities make some assessments, some testing. They make market research, and they get all the stuff. They test it, and it's getting better. It's
because that's the only fair way also.
Yeah.
And because I mean, if I'm writing now a tender specification because I like your product, then with that tender specification, I give already the instruction to my competitor or to your competitor how to manufacture that body armor. That's not fair. That's not fair business. You want to have the best product in the market, but you also don't want to always screw your supplier of the best product in the market by inviting the copiers into the business. That's not fair business.
Yeah, but in the technical way, it's like we're mostly using the same materials than our competitors. But the thing is about how we use it.
I mean,
how we make all this stuff,
and that's key.
Yeah, and
there is so much differences in the details which make a huge difference than in performance.
Yes. Yeah, it makes a huge, very, very huge difference. And the good thing is, I'm a big friend of testing with the customers. To go to the customer, shoot at it, look at it, what happens, and everything, because the guys should see what they will get at the end. Yeah, so I want to be with them, shoot at the things. Okay, it's fun too, but you see what happens, the delaminating, how deep is it inside, how big is the backface deformation and something. So, and not only that, I'm also a big friend of if you bought some plates or soft ballistics, come to the company and say, okay, this is my stuff. Yeah, okay, I want to test this. Then we take this, go to the in-house shooting area,
put it on the clay.
Yeah, put it on the clay, shoot at it, and that's the honest way you can do that. Because otherwise you have just some testing documents or something, and you can always cheat on that. Yeah. That's very easy. But you can't cheat if you have 1,000 ballistics there. And the guy come over and say, okay, I want to have this one. You put it out, you shoot at it. There's no way of cheating. So
I would like to come back to that threat assessment thing, because I don't know what you were saying about that, but I have a theory. And that is that threat assessment is critical because you admit that you leave a certain percentage out of your evaluation, or not of the evaluation, but you purposely say, well, I don't want to include that protection in my protection concept. If I'm doing that, then if actually something happens, and the probability is very low, but the devil is a weasel, and it happens, and then there comes this journalist, and he investigates, and he said, well, wasn't there the discussion during the development of that project where you were talking about, and you, Mr. Smith, you said that you are not taking that into your protection concept.
I don't think it's a problem.
I think the problem is mentality, that people are not willing to take the risk to take a critical decision.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, of course, it's hard because, you take this ammunition out and the next day someone
and the journalist will write about you and your head will be on the block. Even though you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
But to be honest, you can you can see all the documents, and you can verify how often somebody is shot with a caliber 50. Yeah. So caliber 50 never plays a role here because nobody shoots with it. But someday someone is shot with the caliber 50, and the next day someone will scream and say, "Oh, we need some protection about caliber 50."
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. makes no sense at all. But you have to be realistic, and you have to see. And that's about the chances. You have to protect your guys as best as you can. But for 99% of the day-to-day business, and not for the 1% once in a lifetime. Yeah. And that's the point. Yeah. Because it makes no sense. And they will hate you for that you have looked at the 1%, you have too heavy armor, and nobody is wearing it. Yeah. And then the big question is, the police officer had an armor, but he didn't wear it and was shot. Yeah. But why?
Exactly. Because of this 1%.
Yes.
I remember a tender in Italy 20 years ago. They were actually specifying a bullet that was not on the market anymore since 5 years. We didn't even have, at that time, the possibility to buy that round for testing the armor that we were developing because it wasn't on the market anymore. Yeah. The only ones who were having that bullet was the test lab. That was the only ones who were having that. Yeah. So I think that's the point where we should end a discussion which we probably could lead for the next 5 hours. We could empty 2 cases of beer and we still wouldn't come to an end.
That's true. Ballistic it's such a broad field, and it's.
So I guess the clever threat assessment, that is for me, that is the key thing. And taking the risk to say, well, I consciously take that threat out of my safety concept, out of my protection concept, because I want to have that body armor on the officer, on the soldier, all the time, and especially the moment when the bullet hits his body, I want that area protected, and I want him to wear it, and hopefully his body armor is going to stop that bullet at that time.
Ask the guys on the street. Yeah. They know their threats. Ask a lot of people. You ask 10 people and you
20
will 20 answers. But collect them. Do that. Yeah. Do a really good assessment, and afterwards we can talk about standards. But
exactly.
Afterwards. Not initially start with the standard.
Follows threat assessment.
Yes.
That's our slogan for the day.
Yeah.
Cheers,
exactly.
Nico.
Yes.
Cheers. So, guys, if you liked our discussion, we liked it a lot. If you liked our discussion and would like to join us for another hot topic, then please tune in the next time. If you have any questions, just leave us your comments below. And we are looking forward to seeing you the next time at Beer 30. Cheers.
Cheers.
So there you have it. This concludes another episode of UF Pro's Beer 30 podcast. Want more information about UF Pro and tactical clothing for professional end users? Then please visit ufpro.com or follow our channels on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.